Welcome to our 26th episode for our theory playlist at Play Piano. We really have covered a lot of information in this course so far. Today, we're going to apply what we have learned by identifying chord progressions through some basic harmonic analysis. Basic harmonic analysis uses chord symbols, figured bass, cadence markings, and key signature identification, all applied underneath the written sheet music. It gives composers and musicians a way to see the logical progression of the chords, somewhat like a musical sentence. Musical sentences have an overarching structure that is quite simple. Most phrases start with a section of tonic harmony, that is chord movement around the one chord. You could see chord progressions like 1 to 1-6, or chords passing between one chords like 1, 7 diminished 6 to 1-6, or 1, 5-4-3 to 1-6. The 6th chord and the 3 chord each have two common tones with the 1 chord, so they are also considered part of the tonic harmony and might make an appearance. These passing chords are great for expanding the sound of 1. As a result, this really helps the composer establish the home key. After tonic harmony, the sentence structure usually moves into predominant harmony. Basically, this is anything but the 5 chord. We could see a 4 chord or a 2 chord, or even both. All of this leads up to the dominant harmony where the 5 chord is used. Sometimes you'll even see the 7 chord make an appearance too. Now that we've accounted for where chords fit in within the musical sentence structure, let's take a look at a real-world application. Here's an excerpt from Bach's Prelude in C major. Even though it seems trivial at this point, given the title, the first step is to identify the key. In this case, we have C major. The next step is to look at the first chord. This piece plays its chord in a broken style, so instead of reading notes stacked on top of each other, we will just look at how each chord is organized. It looks like Bach is arpeggiating each chord for 2 beats. Okay, with this information, the first chord has the notes C, E, G, C, E. This is clearly a 1 chord. Technically, it would be the 1-5-3 chord, but by just writing 1, the 5-3 in the root position is implied. The next chord is the same, so we will draw a horizontal line to indicate the continuance of the 1 chord. In bar 2, we have a chord with the notes C, D, A, D, F. If we reorder this into a root position stack, we can see D, F, A, C. That means that this is a minor 2-7 chord. Since the bottom note is a C, then it is in the 3rd inversion, meaning that we will write the chord as a 2-4-2. We will then draw a horizontal line across the bar as the next chord is the same. Bar 3 has the chord spelled B, D, G, D, F. In a root position stack, we would spell G, B, D, F. That means that this chord is a 5-7 chord or a dominant 7 chord. Since B is the bass note, it is in the 1st inversion. We will write the chord as a 5-6-5. Now the next bar has the same chords as the first bar, so we will just draw a 1 chord with a horizontal line. I just want to pause for a second to talk about musical sentence structure. See how it went from tonic harmony to predominant and then dominant harmony? It's amazing to see this structure in all different sorts of genres, and the more of this kind of thing you do, you'll be soon expecting certain chords to follow rather than wondering what the chord is. Bar 5 changes that anticipated 1 chord by spelling C-E-A-E-A. The root position stack spells A-C-E. That is a minor 6 chord in 1st inversion. Since the C is on the bottom, we're going to write a minor 6-6. Draw a horizontal line as the chord repeats, and we're in the next bar. Okay, here there is an accidental that doesn't belong in the key signature. We have a C, D, F sharp, and A. In the root position stack, we can spell D, F sharp, A, and C, which is a major 2-7 chord. C is on the bottom, so the figured bass will read major 2-4-2. I will come back to that bar in a second, because Bach knew what he was doing when he wrote that chord. The next chord in bar 7 spells B, D, G, and D. In root position, we have G, B, D, or the 5 chord. It is in the first inversion, so we will write the figured bass as 5-6. The chord in bar 8 spells B, C, E, G. In root position, we can spell C, E, G, B, which is a 1 major 7 chord in the third inversion. And we're just going to write that as 1-4-2. Okay, I want to point something out here. Do you see how bar 7 and 8 have a 5-to-1 relationship? Well, what kind of a relationship does bar 6 and 7 have? If you think about it, the dominant D chord is a 5 chord for G. So in a way, it also has a 5-to-1 relationship. What this is called is an applied dominant. It borrows a 5 chord from the key of the original 5 chord. That's how we end up with D, F sharp, A, and C. So instead of writing a major 2-7 chord, we will write it as an applied dominant 7 chord and draw an arrow to the dominant chord it belongs to. Well done! That is all you need to know to start doing your own harmonic analysis. Try a couple of examples in your theory book, and I'll see you in the next video.